In the beginning, America was founded as a country that was supposed to work for everybody. But somewhere along the lines, through politicking, changes that occur naturally in the world based on population and so many other factors, America metamorphosized into a society that works for job creators. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the art of job creation, making money on your own terms in the United States. I'm the son of Nigerian immigrants, and what I've come to find out is that in America today, as it has been for a long time, the society has a culture that benefits those that create jobs. To buttress that point, I want to talk to you guys about my experience in job creation. I have a business which I call client services. This business entails helping clients manage their car or cars or fleet of cars or whatever they have going on. I had a client, a lady, an older lady. I've been servicing her car for a long time, but today I decided to just make a video surrounding this line of work that I've carved out for myself. So I have numerous clients like this, but I'm going to use this lady as an example. So she contacted me and told me that her car, that the brakes are screeching and so on and so forth, that she would like me to come take a look at it. The text messages are going to show our conversation back and forth. When it comes to this line of work, it usually works with referral. So you do a good job with one person, that person refers you to another person refers you to the next person. It's just a scenario of knowing somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. These people, instead of sitting at the shop and just waiting for clients to come in, it involves basically taking an active step to reaching out to clients and taking care of them on their own terms. So she messaged me and told me that she has some noises coming out of her car, her brakes, and she needs some other things checked out. I planned a date to pick up the vehicle. I went, I got the vehicle. And whenever I pick up these vehicles, I make a concerted effort to leave them with a loaner car. So some of the loaner cars that I leave them with are just my Turo rental cars that have not been booked or cars that are just sitting. Every now and then I have spare cars sitting around. So I picked up her car. So you're going to see by the text messages displayed, you're going to see our communication. I gave her an exact date when I could make it. So I picked up the car, and the car was in really bad shape. The brakes were gone, and you can see that even when driving the car, you have to pump the brakes for the brakes to grip. How did I meet this client? I met her through someone else. I had done a very good job for her brother-in-law, and her brother-in-law referred me to her. I took the car into the shop. We checked out the car, just did our analysis. I bought the brakes before I went to the shop because I figured at the least the brakes was the problem. So I bought the brake pads, and I got to the shop. We put the car in the jack, checked it out, and it happens to be that, the brakes were faulty. Fortunately, the rotors weren't gone, so we didn't have to change the rotors. We saved our money there. And then, upon trying to fix the passenger side rear brakes, we found out that the calipers was gone. The caliper was jammed and messed up, so it wasn't able to retract anymore, so they were useless. So we had to change the calipers, which I speedily ran back to the auto shop, picked up brand new calipers, and came back to the shop for installation. When it comes to these jobs, over the years, most of my clients, they've come to trust me because I practice a high level of transparency. As you can see, I text the client, I let them know what's wrong with the car, new discoveries, things that I found out, because at first I quoted her a price for the brake pads only. You could see the text messages reflect that. And then I quoted her a price for the brake pads and rotors as well. And the text messages reflect that. So upon observation and upon opening up the car and inspection, we found out that the caliper was gone. So I informed her about it, and I told her the cost, and she gave her go ahead, and I went ahead and took care of that. So we fixed the brake pads, fixed the calipers, got the car back in running shape. She asked for the noise coming from the front end of the car to be inspected. Upon inspection, we found out that it was the rack and pinion. My advice to her was to negate that for now, since it was just a rattling noise and the car drives just fine. And she was planning on buying a replacement car come next year. So I told her it's something that she shouldn't worry about. And then she wanted the trunk of the car fixed, because I had done body work. If you look down through my body of content, you'll see that this car is a car that I've been servicing for a long time. She got into a rear end accident in the past. I fixed the rear end damage on the car and delivered the car to her. She was very happy. But after we fix these cars, sometimes when the damage is such a big damage, it's hard to get the car to come out 100%. It requires a couple of adjustments and so on and so forth. So she wanted the trunk adjusted because she was tired of slamming the trunk to close it. So she wanted it to be a soft close. We changed the shocks, we changed a lot of things, we made some adjustment, and she's still having a difficult time with it. But on this occasion, I could not make the adjustment because the body men are absent from the shop because if you know anything about Chicago right now, as of November 12, 2025, ICE has a very heavy presence here. And unfortunately, most of the body men, they're scared because of their legal status to be apprehended by ICE. The guy that was supposed to work on the trunk did not show up. So I had to return the car to the client, and we made an appointment for a later date to get that sorted out. I returned the car to her. She inspected the car, of course. As you can see, based on the thumbnail, I took pictures, and you can see, based on the video, the pictures of the brand new calipers that was installed on the car, the brake pads, and you could even see from the wheel how bad brakes were, because you could see all the dust on the wheels. You could see the brake dust all over the wheels on both sides. That is just indicative of a very bad brake, like the brakes were gone. She rode the car, the brakes were giving signals or indicating that they were low, but she kept driving it. So that would do it. So at the end of the day, the question is, how do I build so much trust with these clients? For now, let's go into the ad. Now, today's video is sponsored by me, and my name is Chuchu Moso. As you all know, I'm the solutionist. If you're looking for solutions to some of your logistic needs or your dealership needs, or you're just a regular person trying to buy a vehicle, feel free to get in touch with me. In the description, you'll find my phone number and the link to all my socials. If you're looking to buy a car as a dealer, you're trying to buy as a broker, you're trying to buy as a regular citizen, and you're just trying to find the best available deals through the auctions that are here in the United States, I'm able to get you cars from numerous auctions. Now, after we buy the car from the auction and you want something different, you want to go ahead and pick up the car from the auction and bring it back to your location, I'm also into logistics, and I can manage the logistics from picking up the cars from the auction after bidding the car and winning on your vehicle and delivering it straight to whatever state that you're in, minus Hawaii and Alaska. I also offer export services for the people outside of the United States. Currently, I just bought a vehicle, a 2017 Toyota Sienna, by the filming of this video, and it's going to Nigeria. So these are some of the services that I offer. So I can buy you a car from the bidding process to the winning process, pay for the vehicle, transport the vehicle to your location in the United States or to the port if it's going international. And also, if you need title services, you have issues with titles in your state, for some reason you cannot register the vehicle, you have a lost or missing title, you can also contact me. These are some of the things that I do. If you're here in Chicagoland and you need a vehicle fixed, let's say you got into an accident, it's some of the things that I do. If you look through my catalog of content, you will see vehicles that I fix for numerous individuals here in the Chicagoland area. I also offer mechanical services. Just look at it this way. If it has to do with cars, I'm your guy. So get in touch. And with this said, let's get back to the video. It's just something that comes over the years, because I remember this business was birthed as a result of stagnation. When I founded my car dealership, we sold cars, but there were periods where there was no action. People were not buying cars. We're not having any kind of traction on car sales. So me being the innovator that I am, I just thought to myself, we have to do other things to bring in income. So I started this whole business where I welcome people to bring in their body work, and I welcome people to bring in their mechanical work problems for our dealership so that I could help them rectify these issues. What qualifies me to be able to make this assessment? My qualifications is the fact that I've fixed hundreds of cars over the years. I'm talking about severely damaged cars. I've damn near constructed cars from the ground up. I've had cars removed from frames. I've done everything. I know every inch of a car. But the only difference is that I don't do the work. I just play the middleman, or I just employ the people that take care of the work. In that case, you can see how it's beneficial. So I'm still able to wear my nice clothes to work, but at the end of the day, get the job done because the quality control is in my hands. So after the work is done, I go through quality control to make sure that the job done is going to be satisfactory to the standards of the client. I test drive the car, I do the negotiation, because a lot of clients don't want to come sit at a mechanic shop especially when they have that discretionary income or they have the means. Even the ones that don't have the means, like in the case of this lady, she's a older lady. I believe she's at a retirement age. They don't want to come to the mechanic shop and sit for hours and deal with the run around. And I mean, think about it. If she came to the shop, she had to drive in, and then they have to look at the car. Then she goes to get the part, or we order the parts. It takes a while to come in. And when it was time to get the calipers, the first shop did not have the calipers. Had to go to. It's too much for the client to do. But you see, as soon as I picked up the car going to the shop, I already knew to grab the brake pads, because guaranteed that's something that needs to be changed. As soon as we discovered that we needed to change the calipers, I knew where to go to get that. So most clients, they pay for this convenience so that they don't have to do the running around. This is my background in this field, and that's why I was able to create this job. Believe it or not, this job could easily be turned into a multi-million-dollar job, but easily for a six-figure job, because you get paid on the spot. Like I told you, United States of America incentivizes people that create jobs. So at the end of the day, after all said and done, you could see I have a video of myself depositing the money that I was paid right into the ATM. And then if you want to find out how I make this business actually profitable, join me on my Patreon so that you can see and get tips on how to source parts and how to source affordable labor, so that at the end of the day you're in the positive if you're trying to create a business such as this. And this business is something that could be replicated across different fields. Like I said, I play the middleman between the clients and the laborers, so that there's a great deal of quality control, so that the client ends up with a reputable job and something that they're happy with, so that at the end of the day, the quality of work that they get is something that is livable with. So these are the things that America has pivoted to benefit those that create jobs and offer value to society. So if you are one of these people sitting at home right now, you've been fired from your job, you're looking for a job, you are waiting for an interview, you're waiting to apply, you're looking for opportunities, I'm here to tell you that the opportunities are right smack dead in the middle of your nose, they're in your face. You walk past them every day. You just require a little bit of thinking, some commonsensical thought. Just look at situations, look for value, look for opportunities, and just bring them together and find a way that two people can benefit. You could have a win-win-win situation amongst everybody, and at the end of the day, you could benefit yourself as well. And some of the greatest benefits of situations like this is that at the end of the day, America is designed for business owners. It's designed for job creators, because America already knows down the line, based on how the country has shifted, that not everybody will have the intestinal fortitude to go out here and create their own job or hustle or make something happen. Some people just want that convenience of someone else dealing with all the headache, and they just show up and grab a paycheck. So if you settle for a paycheck, there are gonna be trade-offs. So one of the trade-offs is that you get taxed upfront. But if you as a business owner, you as a job creator, you get to touch your money first before any government has access to it. As you can see, I walked to the ATM and I deposited the money. I touched the money first, and I was able to offer value in exchange. And not only that, before I left the shop, my mechanic got paid. So the mechanic got money for today. The client got their car fixed. I got paid for bridging the gap between my client, making life convenient for them, providing them a headache-free and hassle-free service, and then my mechanic was able to take some money home, and they would have something to provide for their family, because I was able to build the bridge and link them up with work. This is something I just wanted to talk about. I thought it was a very interesting topic about the whole process, just making connections and building bridges like this and making things happen. To the average American watching this video, I would say to you, look for value. The value's out there. Find a way to break up service chains and insert yourself somewhere you can be of value. If you can do this, you will be handsomely rewarded. Even if you're not handsomely rewarded, you will not bother about pocket change for food and minor things. And remember, this can be replicated in multiple countries. As a matter of fact, Nigeria, where I come from, people do this all the time. You go to someone's store to buy something, they don't have it, they go to the next store, to grab it, or they take you to a different store and tell you that there's a different branch location, and they add some money on top of that and sell you the product. They make some money, the owner of the store makes some money, everybody's happy. Don't be afraid to create your own job and put yourself out there, because life started getting risky the day you were born. And to tell you how risky it is, none of us is getting out of here alive. Success is reserved for those who are willing to take the risk. If you want some financial leverage, if you want to start profiting from the system, if you want America to work for you, it's time you start to take risk. You start to put yourself in position where you could break up supply chains and insert yourself there in a position where you could play a man or a woman of value so that you can profit. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. So that's my client right there walking there. And that's her car right there. Okay? And then this is the rental car. Okay, this is the rental car that I give to her. Okay. These are the parts that was changed on the car.